Hey everybody, Matt Johnston here, Matt the Lawyer, back with some more information about independent contractors and what employers or companies should do when you are thinking about hiring independent contractors. So before we get started, be sure you click that little subscribe button that you see down there below and hit the bell if you're interested in finding out when we get new content and that is available for everybody. So I have been speaking a great deal recently about independent contractors and the things that are likely to change. Last week I gave everybody information about the fact that the Biden administration had canceled a rule that had been prepared for determining whether or not somebody can be an independent contractor or not. And it is my belief that the Biden administration is going to issue a new rule, slightly more restrictive rule, probably sometime in the next couple of months, with a probable implementation date somewhere around the beginning of the year. So if you are a company that's getting ready to hire independent contractors or you need an independent contractor, there's a few things that I think small businesses and medium-sized businesses really need to think about if you're going to be hiring contractors. And in part, you need to be looking at what is the nature of the relationship that you are going to have with this person. So the first thing that you want to ask yourself is, why am I hiring this person? Am I hiring this person because they have a discrete set of expertise that I need for a very short time on a specific project? Or is this somebody that I'm going to be constantly going back to? Am I constantly going to be asking them to do some work? And is what they are doing becoming more and more what we as a business do? Now, this is an important distinction because the chances of the Biden administration's new rule is going to be looking at what is the nature of the work that is being done. So if you're bringing in somebody to work on a discrete, short-term, specific project, even if short-term is a couple of months or even a year, but it's a discrete project separate and apart from what you normally do, then you're going to be looking at a relationship where you can have an independent contractor. But the more that the work that the contractor is going to do, the more that's related to your core business, the more difficult it is going to be to have that person be considered an independent contractor, and you may need to consider hiring them as a short-term employee, as a contract employee. So they're still an employee, meaning you're paying workers' comp and unemployment insurance and things of that nature and withholding taxes, as opposed to an independent contractor. The other thing that I think is going to help businesses when they're hiring independent contractors under what I suspect to be the rule, and even under the current rule, is having a contract with an actual operating business. So there used to be this sort of myth that if you simply tell the independent contractor that you're hiring, oh, form an LLC and you'll be okay. That's not quite enough going to be there. It's not quite enough of a distinction, but it is a helpful sort of indicator. A better indicator is this particular worker, this independent contractor that you're hiring, are they truly operating a separate independent business? Meaning, do they have the things that look like things a business would do? Like, do they have other clients? Are they actively advertising to get other clients? Do they have a separate web page? Do they have a separate LinkedIn profile or Facebook page or other sorts of marketing efforts? Do they have a company brochure? Do they, are they engaged in professional associations, networking groups? Are they actively trying to solicit other business, and are they actively operating a separate independent business? So the likely test that the Biden administration is going to put in place is called the ABC test. And the first is that really an independent? Do they have their ability to determine the means and methods by which they're going to operate, both under a contract and in fact? The second one is how closely related the work is to the core business. The more differentiated the work is, the easier it becomes. And the third is this person who's going to be a contractor, are they engaged in a business, trade, or profession? Actively engaged. And that's where questions like advertising, marketing, other clients, testimonials, client references, those kinds of indicators of a separate business are going to be helpful. Now that's going to be the test. The next thing that you want to think about is going to be, do you have a contract? Now, the contract is not the sole indicator of an independent contractor relationship, but you should have one. It should be state of the art, and we're going to talk about some of the elements that you want to have in our next video. In the meantime, please click the subscribe button that you're going to see right up here. And if you want to see other content that we've been talking about, you can click this button up here and you'll be able to get to some of the other content. And of course, as always, you can go to our website, Mattthelawyer. That's 3 T's total in that thing, Mattthelawyer.com. And you can check out some of our service offerings as well as some of our other blog content. In the meantime, I hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and go out and watch some live soccer, everybody. Bye-bye.